welcome to RebelWatch. I'm Kelsey Davis, and today I have Jacob Duke and Breck Jones joining me. Guys, how are y'all today?
I'm doing great. Glad baseball's
doing good. How are you, Breck?
Just excited baseball season's here.
Ready for some baseball? Let's get into it then. Okay, so today is opening day at Swayze Field. Nick Donovan is live from Oxford University Stadium with the latest on baseball festivities. I'm sorry, that's technical difficulties. That'll be coming later in the show. But we do want to talk about how they're updating the facilities here. And the facilities are already pretty nice, but Coach Bianco said this time around the improvements are for the players. How well will these improvements help the baseball team?
Oh yeah, the new scoreboard they have, it looks awesome. I think it's, it's for the players and also for the fans. I think it's really going to pump up the baseball team to seeing that and seeing all the renovations they're doing. Right.
And with all the improvements going on to the Ole Miss athletic facilities, what do you think these improvements say about the direction all of the athletic programs are trying to go here at Ole Miss?
I think it really shows the commitment to all the athletic programs that Ole Miss is making. They've really committed to baseball, even when a lot of places haven't. It's big in the SEC, it's big here in Oxford, and I think it's really going to help recruiting. They're improving a lot of player amenities, and I just think that it's going to help the program all the way around. They took the scoreboard from that and moved it to the softball stadium, so it's helping out everywhere.
Right. Now, also, we just had Media Day here at Ole Miss. What was your biggest takeaway from Media Day, guys?
Well, Media Day really got me excited for baseball. It really did. Seeing Coach Bianco and all the players, get excited about the season. One takeaway I had was the pitching and how they're going to address that. Obviously Brady Bramlett's their ace of the staff, but I just want to know if they'll be able to solidify the starting rotation and also their bullpen.
Right. What did you take away from it, Breck?
I was kind of shocked how confident Bianco and the players were that they were really going to be productive offensively. You're having to replace a guy like Sykes Orvis, who was a 3-year starter here, and I think that it really just showed what they feel about this team, about their lineup, really, about how they're going to produce runs.
Right. And when we come back, our guests will break down the Ole Miss pitchers and offense. We will be right back.
And she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
We gotta get back to the fundamentals. I got boys who can't tie their own shoes. Literally. Let me get this straight. We were 4 for 47 from the floor. Ooh. Pizza party? Pizza party? What team were you watching? We were lucky to win. Most teams that turn it over 83 times don't pull it out. They all play like a bunch of first graders, and that's completely unacceptable because they're all in the second grade. Oh, I'll be filing a complaint against the refs on that one. Kid's little sister runs out on the court and they stop a fast break. What are we doing? We get a trophy for what? Participation. If they cared as much about this game as they did them damn Hawaiian punches, we'd be world champions. Any more questions?
Who's got snacks next game?
That'd be Billy's mom.
Say, girl, have you heard about a place in the hollow where the trouble gets stirred? Come with me, running free. I'll show you everything that a country girl needs. Come on, jump on in and take it to the feel-good part. Said, ain't no need to buckle up when you're riding shotgun in this pickup truck.
Welcome back to RebelWatch. Now, with all of the stiff competition around the SEC, the key to success for the Rebels this season will be the bullpen. Originally, there were some question marks about this bullpen. Now, Jacob, who is the breakout pitcher for you this year?
The breakout pitcher for me is Sean Johnson. He missed last year due to Tommy John surgery. But you know, at Iowa Western Community College in 2014, went 10-1, 88 strikeouts, and led them to a national championship. You know, he's coming off an injury. I'm excited to see him pitch this weekend. I think he'll have a big year for the Rebels as long as he can stay healthy.
Okay, so thank you for that, Jacob. We're going to throw it to one of our other sports correspondents who have more on Ole Miss pitching.
Anybody can beat anybody on any given day, but I have no doubt in my mind that those two guys will be successful, and honestly, anybody on our staff has the ability to step on the mound and get the job done. You learn quickly in this league, so you better be ready for the bullets.
You know, the bullpen, I think we recruited a lot of pitchers. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, as many as we signed, but I know there was a good bit of talent. We feel, as a staff, we're very talented on the mound. It's just not a lot of experience. Now, better.
I think we've gotten much better. Like I said, we have depth, and if one guy's not performing that day, there's another guy ready to step up.
The Rebels are really confident in their offense, even after losing a staple in the offense like Sykes Orvis. And here's what they had to say at Media Day.
With Ole Miss baseball starting this week, there are some questions surrounding the position groups as who's going to replace Sykes Orvis in the lineup. Mike Bianco feels like it is one of his team's strengths this season as it returns several starters from the previous year.
The 10 guys more than likely that'll be in the lineup, including the pitcher, would have all started last year. And so we're as old and experienced as we probably have ever been, you know, as a position player group.
The main goal is to be a run producer, and with that, you know, you got to get people on so you drop them in. And I don't think I'm replacing Sykes. I think there's a lot of people in the lineup that can produce power and drop people in.
As it seems like last year's weaknesses may be this year's strengths.
Still kind of feel that fire of losing so early in the regional that I feel like it's kind of fueling us to be better this year and to know that we can do better.
And I think we're even more confident going into this year and looking forward to a good season.
One thing that let the Rebels down this last season in the regional was the lack of offensive production. Jacob, who do you think will replace Sykes Orvis in this offensive production?
I think that guy's third baseman, Colby Bortles. You know, he's a big power bat that plays the hot corner. Bianco already has him slotted in the number 3 spot in today's lineup. Now, he showed power potential last year. He was tied for second on the team with 7 home runs, so I think he'll replace Sykes pretty well.
Right. And Breck, who do you think is the no-name guy that's really going to break out for the Rebels this year?
I don't know if he's so much no-name as much as he didn't live up to his name. Tate Blackman. He was supposed to be he was picked as the freshman All-SEC Player of the Year, and I think that he will actually produce up to that standard this year. And another guy to look out for is DJ Miller. Miller is a freshman outfielder from Illinois, and I think that he's showed some real power in his bat so far through the fall and the spring, and I think that he could be a guy that steps up there that people are a little surprised about.
Right, and I agree with you. Now, Coach Bianco has been the head coach of the Rebels since 2001. He's had one of the best tenures of any Ole Miss coach in school history. Jalen Rubino has the story.
1-2 pitch. On the outside corner, that's it. Virginia from the ACC.
It's been a roller coaster ride, to say the least, for Mike Bianco's tenure as the head coach of the Ole Miss baseball team. The low came in 2009 against Virginia in a disappointing super regional loss. The high was a trip to the College World Series in 2014. After a disappointing 2015 campaign, Bianco is looking for a turnaround season in 2016. building off the weaknesses from last year's team and making them positives.
One of the things that I've been saying, I think probably for the last 3 or 4 months when asked about this year's team, is it seems like last year's weaknesses may be this year's strengths.
Bianco's list of accomplishments includes 587 career victories, 88 players drafted, 13 postseason appearances, 5 super regional appearances, and a trip to the College World Series.
You know, it's been my experience that when you're older, when you have a lot of juniors and seniors, you tend to run more, and one of the reasons for that is the older guys just play with a little more confidence. And the older teams that we've had, if you remember 2014 and 2009, 2006, those older position player teams usually steal more bases. So, and I think also, as I mentioned, I think we'll really defend because of the athleticism, because of so many guys returning on the field. I think we're certainly going to be good, defensively.
The depth of the 2016 team will be the strong spot for the Rebels. With many pitchers and batters ready to compete, it's easy to see why Bianco is excited about this season.
You know, last year one of the weaknesses was our pitching depth. And after, a few injuries, I think that was quite evident, that we just showed our lack of depth on the mound. And we fixed that with the signing of 11 pitchers in this current recruiting class.
If the Rebels can stay consistent and healthy, expect this team to make a fight for Omaha. For RebelWatch, I'm Dylan Rubino.
Now when we come back, Browning Stubbs will sit down and talk with star shortstop Earl Robinson. We'll be right back.
I feel like last year, really, we didn't get what we should have. We didn't do what we should have. We didn't have what we needed. I feel like we started working for this moment November 1st. This year we're going to get ours. We have paybacks coming almost every weekend. Somebody that we played last year that we owe, right? And we're going to get ours by how we play all year long. No one's giving it to us, but we're going to get it. We're coming out, we're not leaving it up to anybody else. We're going to go out and do it ourselves by how we play, how we work, how we tackle. We are going to be tougher than the rest, and we're going to get ours. Let's go.
Welcome back to RebelWatch. I'm now with Ole Miss shortstop Earl Robinson. Earl, how's it going?
Going well. How are you?
Doing good. Now, Earl, news broke out this week about Ole Miss baseball stadium renovation. So, just tell me, what does it say about the Ole Miss baseball program?
It's huge for the fans and for the players to definitely have a new looking facility, and even for us now, like they got the new wraparound, the jumbotrons that we have around the stadium. It's all it's all really nice and really exciting. So we're excited to get to use it and blessed to be able to play it.
Earl is a first-team preseason All-American baseball player, and D1Baseball.com ranks you 28th overall and the first shortstop taken in this upcoming MLB draft. What does that say about how far you've taken your game?
It's just been a crazy journey, to be honest. It's kind of everything you look forward to in a baseball career, especially where I've come from. Just a blessing to be able to play and be included in the topic, in the names of the best and the MLB scouts and everything. It's just a blessing, but really more excited to be able to be here another year and play this season and hopefully do well.
What do you think the biggest difference is from the team from last year to this season, and how have you changed as a player?
I've grown and matured a little bit more, grown in size, thank goodness. I've been so small these past 2 years and finally gotten up to, gotten some good weight on me and and grown to become, more physical as a player. But mostly just matured as in, my mentality on the game. Being able to make adjustments in a little amount of time, and also my leadership. I've tried to become a leader this year with the younger guys we have, and not many, but there's still some guys who hadn't seen the field and who are stepping on the college field for the first time. So it's big, the adjustments, the different things that I've tried to make this year, and hopefully it'll work out for the best.
As a team, you guys are more experienced. How do you think that's going to help you going into this season?
Well, the more experience you have in the team, the better the team usually is. Similar to the 2014 team, so many good leaders. Will Allen and Sykes Orvis and Austin Anderson, guys who helped me grow when I was younger. So now we get to do the same thing, for the younger guys who are here for the first time.
2 years ago, you guys go to Omaha. Last year, you make it to the regionals in LA. Now, your experience, your hitting's good, pitching is a lot better. Question is, what's it going to take for you guys to get back to Omaha?
Consistency. Consistency is the biggest key for a baseball team, and if we can continue to be consistent, really get on a good good drive, a good path, for the season, and stay consistent for the most part. We should be in there.
Earl, I want to thank you for coming on Rebel Watch this week.
Thank you for having me.
Earl Robinson, shortstop for the Ole Miss baseball team. When we come back on Rebel Watch, we're going to talk more baseball. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Say, girl, have you heard about a place in the hollow where the trouble gets stirred? Come with me, running free. I'll show you everything that a country girl needs. Come on, jump on in, take it to the feel-good part. Ain't no need to buckle up when you're riding shotgun in this pickup truck. Living on the edge, hanging on my bed, falling halfway, sideways, spitting back, tired jet. My baby's in the middle seat, trying to live a five-speed black down tail.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Rebel Watch. Yesterday, I had the chance to catch up with Oxford High School's head baseball coach and some of the players to talk about their historic 2015 season and what their hopes are for this year.
We haven't won anything in 2016. Nobody's going to lay down and give it to us. So if we can play as well as we can possibly be and be the best team we could be, we're going to be okay.
After winning state last year, the Chargers are back with a vengeance, led by star pitcher Jason Barber.
No, I just honestly just want to compete this year and do whatever it takes, do my part to get us back to state this year.
If we just play our game and don't worry about anybody else, then I think we'll be fine. We have the talent and the coaching to do so.
Our goal is
Despite being ranked #1 in the country preseason, the team is feeling no extra pressure.
They'll want to play us and beat us, but they'll also be intimidated to play us because we're ranked so high.
It's a lot of fun for these kids because it's high school sports, but ultimately we want to finish #1 in Mississippi at the end of the year, and if we wind up finishing #1 in the nation, that's even icing on top of the cake.
I think just come out every day and know that nothing's going to be given to us. Just want to play my role with this team and get us back to Jackson.
With a bright future ahead of them, this Oxford High School team is taking it one inning at a time. For Rebel Watch, I'm Kelsey Davis.
Oxford has a lot of talent this year and seems to be poised for a repeat state championship. Now, the Chargers went 35-1 last year and won the state championship. How do you think they will handle their expectations after such a big year last year?
Well, I don't think they'll go 35-1 again. It was a great season, but I just can't see it. They do have 7 returning starters, especially pitcher Jason Barber, who didn't give up a run at all last year. I do expect great things, and I think they'll make another championship run, though.
Right, Brett?
Well, they have 4 future Rebels on their team, and that's really unique. It's rare to have so much D1 baseball talent in the city of where they're going to play college baseball at. And it's also great for their families. I mean, they're going to get to come to the ballpark and see them play whenever they want to.
Right, and you're so right. Now, the Chargers have 4 players going to Ole Miss next year, as you heard Breck say. How cool is it for the Ole Miss fans to be able to watch 4 future players in their own backyard? It's so cool. And Greg Lewis over at Lafayette has a tough job on his hands after graduating almost his whole starting lineup last year. The Commodores had a good year. Breck, you played high school baseball. How do you think they're going to recover from this?
It's tough. You know, at my high school, my junior year, they won 2 games. And then my senior year, we won over 30 and made it to the second round of the playoffs. It's really about senior leadership and really pushing guys to work hard and really get in there and grind every day and they have to go in there and you have to focus during PP, focus during ground balls, and really just kind of refine the tools and fundamentals. And if they were good last year, then there's still talent there, and I think they'll do okay.
All right, well, when we come back, Jacob Duke will preview Florida International, and we will give you our series picks for the games this weekend. We'll be right back.
Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Joining us now live from Swayze is our newest Rebel Watch reporter, Nick Donovan.
Ready? Tell me when. Now? Tell me when. Hey guys, thank you, Kelsey. I'm here at Swayze, and as you can see, the fans are here. They are loud, and they are ready for this game to start at 4 o'clock. The Ole Miss baseball team will take on the Florida National Panthers as the game starts at 4, and it is the first game of the season. Spring fever has definitely hit Ole Miss fans, and I had a chance to talk to them earlier about their excitements. Two home games within the next 3 months will bring hundreds of Ole Miss students together to root on their Rebels. With Ole Miss being ranked preseason in multiple polls, there are some high expectations from fans.
I hope they can make it to Omaha. I know we're supposed to have a pretty good pitching staff with Brady and Sean and all them, and then I hear our defense is supposed to be pretty good as well.
Expecting from the season nothing but thrills and friends and beer, showers, and you know, you can't ever miss those.
Some fans couldn't hold their excitement in as they tried to get into right field more than 3 hours before the first pitch. Unfortunately, they were turned down entry due to Swayze rules of fans not being able to enter the stadium until 2 hours before game time on weekends.
I was going to try and put up some seats. They're not letting me in right now, so I got to wait a little bit, but I'm looking forward to the game, you know.
The game will start at 4 on WatchESPN.com or SEC Network Plus. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Nick Donovan. Back to you guys at the desk.
On Media Day, head coach Mike Bianco and a few players discussed this weekend's season opener against FIU and the expectations of this year's team.
The baseball team opens up their season this weekend in a 3-game series against Florida International University. FIU has come off a Conference USA championship last season and could be an early test for the Rebels.
Yeah, I think FIU, which you guys know because you know college baseball, one of those teams that's regularly in a regional. So, I mean, I think it'll be a test right off the bat for us.
Ole Miss will have a lot of holes to fill this season, including the cleanup spot with Sykes Orvis gone. Last season, the Rebels fell short of expectations and expect this season to be a great one.
You know, I guess the season didn't turn out the way we wanted to, but, you know, you got to get past it and move on, and I think we're even more confident going into this year and looking forward to a good season.
I agree with him. It's really exciting when you think about this year, and last year didn't end up how we wanted it to be. Obviously, getting booted after 2 games in the regional is not what any team looks for in a season. But I think the good thing about this year is the experience we have with everybody coming back, and we still kind of feel that fire of losing so early in the regional that I feel like it's kind of fueling us to be better this year and to know that we can be better with all the experience that comes back.
Ole Miss opens up their season today at 4.
All right, guys, so let's get right into it. We got Florida International this weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Jacob, what do you think Bianco is looking for in this opening series matchup?
I think Bianco's going to look for consistent hitting and seeing who's going to be able to drive in runs this weekend, who can take that cleanup spot. You know, Sykes Orvis gone, consistent hitting, and then guys getting on base.
Right. And Breck, what do you think the Rebels need to do to take care of FIU this weekend?
They don't need to let FIU hang around. They have experience in postseason. They make regionals all the time. You got to jump out to a quick lead and try to stay ahead and keep pushing the foot on the gas. I mean, they're an experienced team, and it's not going to be a cakewalk this weekend.
Right, y'all. And best part of the show, it's time for our picks. So, Jacob, who you got this weekend?
I have Ole Miss winning the series 2-1. Like Breck said, FIU is a really experienced team. They've lost a lot of guys. They have a lot of young talent, though. And, they won the CUSA championship. I feel like Ole Miss will just drop one. I think FIU's offense will come to play, and they'll pick up one game. But Ole Miss, 2-1.
What do you think, Breck?
I said they're tough, but I think they sweep. I think the Rebs get 3-0. I think that I'm pretty high on this team. I think they can take care of it this weekend.
You know what? I'm pretty high on them as well. I'll be bringing my broom to Swayze. I think they're absolutely going to sweep FIU. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Now, how far do you think these Rebels will take their season?
I have them at the regionals. It really depends if they can hit consistently and their team stays healthy. The SEC is really tough, as a young team, but there's also some senior leadership, veteran leadership. I'm just picking them to make regionals.
And you, Breck?
I actually have them hosting regional. Like I said, I'm very high on this team. I think they win the regional. I think that they can host the regional. I think they make it to a super regional, but it's kind of tough to say they go back to Omaha.
I don't know about all that. Like I said, I am very high on them. And when I support Ole Miss teams, I support them for real. I think they're going back to Omaha.
Ole Miss baseball.
Yes, I'm picking a team and I'm sticking to them. Right. I think they're going back to Omaha, and I got faith in this team. Now, that's all we have for you tonight. Be sure to follow us at @Rebel_Watch on Twitter. Good night, everyone.
The pop walls, Tim Rogers, the hot boy, it's the fat boy. Anytime, don't envy mine. Tall ceilings, chandeliers.